Hey basketball players, today I'm going to talk to you about finishing moves around the rim, how you can get around players and how you can get your shot over players faster and easier without getting your shot blocked. So let's get down to it. So my number one strategy that I like to tell my players is, sure, we're all supposed to take 2 steps when going in for a layup, but even the defense knows that you're going to do that, so they are able to time their jump to block your shot by just basically watching your feet. So if you go in and on the left side, you're gonna wanna go and gather on the right foot and you're gonna go left, right, and then up. Now, if you gather on that right foot, they know they've got 1 to 2 more steps that they need to take to block your shot, depending on how tall they are. Now, on top of that, as soon as you pick up that ball, they know exactly how long it's going to be until you take that shot. So instead of taking a 2-step layup when you're being covered, maybe we should experiment with 1-step layups. This is something that a lot of players will do. Fred VanVleet does it quite often when he's going for the reverse. That's why he's able to sneak some of those layups past those 7-footers. And all you need to do is gather on the right foot, take 1 step, and even though you're taking your opposite leg to your arm, it doesn't really matter because it's going to work extremely well. So again, gather on that right foot, left, and then up. It's a very quick move, and it's something that you will need to practice before you do it in game. Now that last move is all set and fine, but what happens if you get a big defender, a big center who pops out and plays help defense to try and either take a charge or just to block your progression towards the net so that he can block your shot? What are you able to do? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're a guard driving towards the rim and you have a big guy popping out on you, you're going to be a lot more faster and a lot more agile than he is, especially if he's trying to take a charge. And this part goes for any size of player. If a player is trying to take a charge, they're usually down on their heels, which means that they're not going to be able to change directions very quickly, and because of that, they could get a foul if you do change directions quickly yourself. Now, when you're doing this next move, you need to be able to dribble with your head up because, of course, you need to see that defender coming. Now, in this move, what we're going to be doing is attacking from the middle. When we're attacking from the middle, we're going to be attacking towards the left side, and then this way, we would be thinking that we would be going in for a left-handed layup. You can do this on the right side as well. Now, when this happens, and we have a defender who pops out on us, what we need to do is stay really low, cross over, 1 hard dribble, and go in for the reverse on this side. Now, why do we want to go on the reverse on that side? Well, number one, if we have a help defender coming out on us, that means that we've already beaten our man, he's behind us. Number 2, when we're driving, we have a big man who pops out. We don't want to go up on this side. He's going to block us, a very high percentage chance of blocking us on this side. We want to go on this side because this mesh is a fantastic offensive defender for us. And what I mean by that is that defender, when he tries to block your shot, he can't touch the mesh and he can't touch the rim, which means that he needs to go around that to be able to block your shot. Now, when you cross up, if you're driving and you cross up, you go 1 hard dribble, well now you've got a lane this way, your body he's behind you, you've got another defender who's trailing you who's also behind you, and he can't get past that mesh, you're gonna have an open layup 100% of the time. Now, the same strategy works if you have a spin move as well. The only issue I see with spin moves is players will usually look to make contact with that player first. When they make that spin move, they spin around and then they go for the reverse. Now, that does work. There's only 2 issues I see with a spin move in this situation. Number 1, 90% of the players will look for contact when they do the spin move, which makes that player flop or allows that player to flop, and then you get the offensive charge. The other issue I see with it is after you've finished the spin move, now you've got your defender who was trailing you before possibly cutting you off, and you're essentially screwed. So what you need to do is do that through the legs or a behind the back crossover quickly. get low on that crossover, hard pound dribble, reverse layup, and you're going to be able to score on anybody. Now, to get over any kind of defender who's trying to block your shot, see that square right there? Well, guess what? If you hit the top corner of the square, that's where your coaches tell you to hit, that's great. That's a really hard shot to block. But when you start moving out towards the corner of the square backboard, which would be somewhere around there, if you can hit somewhere along that imaginary line really softly, you're going to be very successful in not getting your shot blocked or pinned on the backboard. Now, this last move that I'm going to show you is a fantastic move if you don't have any help defenders coming out to guard you and you've already beaten your man. So if you've already beaten your man, you can now do a nice jump stop in front of him, which pins him behind you, and you've got an open basket. But that extra dribble from this hash mark roughly to the block could allow a help defender to come in. And that is when this second or part 2 of this move comes in. So what I want you to do, if you think that there's a defender who could pop down to play some help defense and block your shot, instead of waiting until you get to the block and then do a hop step in, which pins your defender behind you and you can get that easy basket, what you want to do now is a hops or a jump stop or a hop step over at that first hash mark, which is right in the middle of the key. Now you're far enough away from help defenders and you've still got and pinned your defender behind you. You can just go up for a floater. This is a great move. Let me show you. Now make sure to go check out my vertical jump training book. It's going to help you get a little bit more vertical to jump and shoot over top of taller defenders. I hope that this video has helped you. If it has, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.